I'd want to, yes, good evening for those of us that are here. Have you been here all through? So starting from last Friday up until today, how have you found it? Or have you joined other classes? How has the journey been so far? Yeah, I'm going to be calling names. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to volunteer. Caroline Ita, I hope I got that right. Yeah, please, and you, yeah, let's hear from you. Can you guys hear me? Or am I just talking to myself? Okay, looks like Caroline is not available to speak. Basi, please, can we hear from you? I want us to, just talk about what your experience has been so far.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
I didn't attend the last class, so I was on a trip. I just got back, so this is my first class. I'm still watching the YouTube video that was dropped, so it was good. It was explanatory, step by step. So I'm looking forward to what today's class brings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Hopefully you find today's class interesting. Miracle Samson of Padare, can I hear from you?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm still on the YouTube video. I wasn't able to attend yesterday's class. Like I thought there would be a nice class.
Yesterday, yesterday's night class could not hold for some reasons. All right, but were you here last week? Did you join any of last week's class?
Yes, but I did not complete the class, so I'm doing that on YouTube.
Thank you very much. Feyi Shayo. Let's hear from you.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, I joined last week, but I could not make yesterday's class. So I have joined in right now. So I don't know. I just joined.
Yeah, so but how was last week's class? Did you learn anything new? How would you?
Yeah, I learned a lot of things. I learned about the columns, rows, and how to use the formatting and all of that. I learned a lot of things actually from Friday and yes.
All right, then.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so over the past 1 week, we've looked at different things. First day, that was Friday, we looked at Microsoft Excel interface. We learned how to navigate worksheets and workbooks, and then we did some basic entry. On the second day, we did formatting. We were introduced to some basic formulas, some average counts, and then we talked about cell references, which we also talked about yesterday. When we talked about inserting, deleting, and renaming worksheets, and then organizing and linking data between worksheets. And then we also looked at views and how you can freeze panes. Today's class is going to be very, very interesting and exciting. We are beginning to dig into the meat of Excel, which is analysis, visualization is usually what makes any report very, very appealing. So today we are going to start creating simple charts. We are going to learn how you can format and customize your charts, and then how you can add labels and titles to your charts. So today is going to be very, very interesting, and that's why I didn't want us to waste any time at all. So we're just going to get to it right away. I'm going to, Can you please can someone please let me confirm what's on my screen?
J4 learning outcome.
What?
It just moved. What was on your screen before? Was that Day4 learning outcome? Day4.
Okay. So Okay, so right now, what about right now?
I think your wallpaper.
Okay, can you confirm if anything has changed?
Yes, something has changed. I'm seeing a month, a mobile spend,
You can
desktop
see a
spend.
spreadsheet, right?
Yes, I can.
All right. then. So today we are going to be talking about some basics of formatting of data visualization in Microsoft Excel. First and foremost, there are so many different types of visualization. And as a data analyst, one of the things that will stand you out is understanding what type of visualization to use for what type of data sets. So today I think we have about 4 or 5 different types of visualizations that we are going to try and go through. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that. As is my usual style, I'm going to share this document with you. It's the same document we started using yesterday. So if you still have access to yesterday's link, you might still be able to. So I've just updated the cells with a few more new tabs, and then we are going to be working with these tabs today. So I'm going to drop the link again. Then for those that have their laptops, you can simply just, follow along, right? I'm going to share, I'm sharing the link right now in the charts. Charts. All right. So there's the link. So click on that, download the data, and then follow along as much as possible. Yeah, so I think it's important at this point to first of all talk about, although I'm sure we'll still talk about this for those that are going to be doing like more advanced classes, the different types of data, right? There are so many different types of data. And that is always the basis for visualization. So we have what is called categorical data, we have what is called nominal data, we have what is called numeric data, which can also be into different types again, which we have continuous, you have discrete. So all those things, each of them can or are visualized in very different ways. There's qualitative data that you can also visualize using things like word clouds and all. But basically, the central idea is to understand what's the type of data you are working with, and then use that to, to build your data visualization. All right, so please, can someone confirm if they've been able to download the workbook? Anybody at all? Has anybody been able to download the workbook so I can know that whether or not to move on? I need someone to confirm, even if it's just one person or 2 people that can confirm whether they've been able to download this workbook. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense if I just keep talking and then I'm just doing something on screen and then nobody is really following, right? So I appreciate if I can get 1 or 2 people that have downloaded the data set so I know someone is following me. Of course, we are recording this. I'm going to share at the end of the class the recording. So if you look through this spreadsheet, you see that there are about 5 tabs that I just added. So there's a tab called ad spends, there's a tab called ticket sales, there's one called age, weight, and height distribution, there's one called stock prices, there's one called pie and donut charts, basically. So I'm going to start with these ad trends. right? Looking at this data, I want, how do you download it? So basically just click on that link that we have. If you click on it, you see view, then you see download and edit or something like that. So basically, maybe I should show you what it's going to look like to download. I'm coming. So just click on the link. Just a second. So I'm trying to open up a browser. Please, can you see any browser? Can you see a browser on my screen? I want to know if there's a browser on my screen.
Not yet.
Okay, so I think it should be showing now. So I'm going
Yes,
to
it's-
paste the link. So you see, you just copy the link and paste. Once you've pasted the link, it will take a few seconds to load. Hold on, just hold on, it's still loading. Yeah, so you can see so you can see the documents. So you can see the file. All you need to do is just you can come here and do file, and then you see save as. So you can see you can either save as or just click on download a copy. Now you can click save as if you have a OneDrive account and you're signed in, or you can just click on download a copy to your computer. So once you click download a copy, it will definitely download to your local drive. If you are online, you can use this, edit a copy. So you need to sign into OneDrive to be able to do that. But basically, it's very easy to download. Just click on File, Save As, or click on Download a copy. And once you download that, yeah, you'll be able to see the documents. Yeah, so so now I'm going to be starting with the ad spends data sets. So for this type of data set, right? Let's say I have a manager that has given me this data, and they've told me. So I want to see the trend of, my spend on adverts throughout this year, right? I want to see the trend. That's what this kind of data sets, that's what this type of that's what this type of data set is going to do. Did I just close that? Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing trends of my sales over the year. So if you look at this data, it's consisting of data for 1 year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So I want to see mobile spend, desktop spend, total spend, clicks, dollar per click, transaction, percentage of transaction. So I can basically, for each of these columns, I can visualize it separately. It's always best to visualize them. Visualize when you have something like this, visualize separately. So let's say, for instance, I'm interested in seeing the trend of spend. So how much have people spent on mobile adverts in a year, right? With Excel, it's as easy as just clicking on the data sets you want to visualize, and then just go into insert. So if I click on insert, you see different, charts. You see, first of all, you see recommended charts. Not everybody will see recommended charts. I think it's typically works with Microsoft 365. So if you have a Microsoft 365 account, you most likely will see this. But then when you are investigating and you want to view something like spend, you can use two things. You can use like a trend. You can use something like a trend that shows, okay, so this is a trend, or you can do like a bar charts, right? So let's first of all click on recommended charts. So you can see by default, I have been given exactly the same thing I said, line and bar or clustered column. It's also a bar graph. This is also called a bar graph or bar charts. So there are other ones, but they basically still do the same thing. There's a Pareto graph. So now I'm going to click on this. And then you can see the trend of my mobile spend. Now, to a lot of people, this might not say a lot, or this might not make any much sense. So it's always a good idea when you do something like this to have some formatting. So that's where you see I've double-clicked on this chart now. So I want to apply some formatting. You see chart styles, different chart styles. So I'm going to do, I'm going to click on here. Sorry. Let me move closer. So I'm going to try and format to make it look, more, what's it called? To make it look a little more friendly. So first thing, let me try and change this theme. Let me change this theme. Let me change the look. So you can see from design, you can change pretty much everything. So let me change the colors of these bars, for instance, right? Let me change the color. Now, this is not a very good color. It's not, the contrast is not so nice. Yeah, I think this is better. So, but basically, you see what I've just done is that I've made it look a little, just a little more. I'm looking for something greenish. Purple? No, something greenish. Yeah, let me use olive green. No, it's too light. So I'm going to do, let's use this. Yeah, let's use this color. This looks good. Now, you can see there's a plus sign here that shows if I want to add some other things. So you can see I can add a trend line that would kind of show me, okay, what's the trend of the spend. I can add a data label, so which is usually like one of the, for me, well, this doesn't look too good. Maybe not add a data label. But let's see. But basically, there are a variety of options you can add, right? By just clicking on this. Now, because this is a very, very, how would I put it? This is a very recent version of Microsoft Excel. What you see might be slightly different, right? What you see might be very different from what I'm seeing. But basically, the idea is the same. So just trying to play around, you can tell, you can add different things. No, yeah, you can add mobile spend. Let's say, for instance, I'm also now interested in expanding these data sets, right, to include to include the desktop spend. So you can see I clicked on edit data. Sorry guys, I need to move. So now I can change this data to include column C. So you can see now, what I've just done here is that I'm comparing now, right? Uh-oh, I think I've lost the chart title. Yeah, I need that to be there. So now I'm seeing, you can see that I'm comparing mobile spend with desktop spend. So basically, this is saying something different from what we had earlier. That first one was just, okay, I want to see how much people spent for mobile adverts. But now I want to try and compare. So in January, in February, how did people do with mobile spend and desktop spend? And you can see that for most of the months, I think it's only 1 month where we had more mobile spending than desktop spending. This, we can use it to, ask further questions. So why was it that in April, there was more money spent on mobile adverts than desktop adverts, right? So I'd like to know, is this clear? Is there something here that's not clear? Yeah, so if it's opening as a read, someone is saying it's opening as a read-only file. So what you need to do is open it, then click edit. You'll be able to edit it. There's an option that should say enable editing. So that's the way the desktop, the workbook is set up. There's an enable editing option once you open the document that you can select. Now let's say I want to change this chart title. All I need to do with Microsoft Excel is just double click and say mobile and desktop adverts spend for year 2023. Maybe not 2023, we are not done with 2023. Let me do 2020. Right? You can see, just like that, I've updated the title of the chart. Any questions? Anybody that's not clear what we've done here?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Please,
evening.
I don't know. Can you just give explanation on how you did the desktop spending?
How I did
I
it?
missed that part.
Okay, so
yeah, the desktop.
Typically, when you want to edit a chart, you right click on the chart. This is Microsoft Excel now. It's slightly the same for like the ideas are the same for Google Sheets. In Google Sheets, you just need to double click on the chart and then it's going to bring the edit menu out. But with Excel, you right click and then you click on, you can see select data. So select data allows you to edit your inputs. And then you can see chart data range equals to, so you see that this is a formula. So you can either manually enter the formula or go and click on this button here. So this button here would allow you to now select part of your data. So now what I've done here was to, before it was just column A and column B, but now you can now include it to column C. Then click on enter. So you can see now it's showing mobile spend, desktop spend. Then I'll just click OK. So if I don't want to include desktop spend again, it's just to go and then click on select data. Let's say I want to remove desktop spend. I just uncheck this and then I can only see for my mobile spend. Yeah. So the same way.
Okay, clear.
Yeah. Right click and then it shows everything up. So this is how easy it is. Now this is called a bar chart. This is basically a bar chart, right? This is a bar chart. This is a bar chart. And then we've learned how you can customize, how you can add a title. You click here, and then you click on any of these. So I can decide that I want to add axis titles too. So you can see by adding axis titles, I can add, so this is amount spent. And then here, just double clicking, I'll say month. So you can see month. So now I've added axis titles. To format, it's just do what you normally do. So I can just click on Control B. That's for bold. Of course, you can also have legend. We'll get to a chart that have legend. So this two can have a legend. Since now I have more than one category. So legends are useful when you have multi-categories. Of course, you can change the location. So I want it to be on top. So you can see grid lines, error bars. These are not necessary, at least for a basic data set. So you can see without any explanation, you can already tell so much about this. And then if you click on individual bars, you can see more detail. So you can see for this now, desktop spend for the month of January is 438,000 naira. Mobile spend for the month of January is $359,000. So this is how easy it is to create charts in Microsoft Excel. You see, as simple as just drag and just click, and your visualization is ready. Now we're going to move to the next one, ticket sales. I want you to notice something about this. You can see it's January, February, March, so it's monthly. The next one is also around the same thing. So you can see this is also like this is like a movie ticket sale. So you can see January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Then there's a total column. So for this particular visualization now, let's say we are interested in knowing, so which month has the highest ticket sales? We can do the same thing we did there. So now, I don't want to go the route of Excel recommend a chart for me. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go and do it myself. I'm going to do inserts. Now, instead of doing recommended charts, because I know this is it's also going to be like a categorical sort of, so I'm trying to visualize trends. So the best type of chart to use is also a bar chart. So bar charts are used to visualize categorical variables on continuous variables. With time, we'll get to explain what each of these things mean better. So I'm interested in the total sales now, right? Of course, I can also be interested in like by genre, but for now, let's just do for total sales. So I'm going to click on insert bar charts. Bar charts are also called column charts, right? Clustered column. So now, as you can see, this is a blank chart. So there's nothing. So what you need to do now is to go and select your data. So I'm going to click on select data. So I want to show for the month. No, let's do month. Let's first of all visualize everything, right? Let's do, this is not going to be very, very clear. Let's do this again. So let's visualize everything first. Let's do movie genre total. Be genre. No, let's not. It's not best to visualize total with this. Yeah, so let's do this first. I'm going to make this a little bigger. Now, type of chart is not recommended, right? This type of chart is not recommended because it's noisy. For you to do this kind of thing, it's better to use a, so I'm going to do change chart type. It's better to use what is known as a stacked column, right? Let's do 100% stacked. Let's do 100% stacked. No, let's do stacked. Let's do stacked, right? And then I'll tell you the difference between the two. No, let's do 100% stacked first. Yes, so you see for each year, for each month, you can see that by far comedy seems to be like maybe not all, but basically comedy seems to be like the most so let's add now. This is where legends really shine. So I'm going to add my legend so that I can tell, okay, which color is what. And then I don't want it here, I want it on top. So I'm going to add axis titles. I'm going to add chart title. Yeah, I think that's, do I need to add other title, but no, it's not going to make sense. So I'm going to add movie tickets sales by genre. So I'm going to do, this is genre, then this is month. Then I'm going to put some bold, make this bold also. Now, you can see now, January, comedy at the highest sales. For most of the months, I think the only months that comedy did not have the highest sales here are July and August, where we add thriller, and then maybe a few. But basically, looking at these, it gives you, like, it makes your data look so much more easy. Like, this is very easy to look at and say, oh, this makes sense. And then if you are someone that is more interested in, digging deeper, you can say, okay, so why is it that documentaries are not selling? And then you can decide that, okay, so we want more documentaries to sell. What can we do? So all these questions you can answer by just looking at the data set. So one thing I want to do now is I want to now combine everything and see overall which what was like the total sales like by month. So now I'm not interested in genre. So I'm interested in just the total sales by month. So the same thing I'm going to do insert. So I'm going to insert another column here. I insert another chart. Yeah, bar chart 2. I'm going to right click, select data. So now I want to select this, right? And then I also want to select this. Now I'll click on OK. So let me rename this. All right. So sales by month. Please, I would really like to hear our voices. I just feel like I'm talking to myself. Are we following it? Are we following this?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I've been following.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the
Though
feedback. So,
I think
yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's my network, but when you're right clicking, I think there's a delay of 1 second or 2 seconds. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
okay.
just me or
Oh,
my
okay.
network. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe just my computer. Now you can see sales by month. So let's say, for instance, now I want to add data labels. Now I'm not sure if this will make sense. So you can see this is what a data label does. It gives you the actual value per category. Now, for this type of chart, I would not recommend it because we have a lot of categories, right? And it might make your chart look very, very clumsy. So I'm going to change this color. I want to change this color. Let me use something around here. Yeah, so this makes some sense. This too, let me see if I can change colors. Looking for a color that will blend really well. Yeah, I think this looks more, a little more. Yeah, so basically you can see our sales. Let me change this color, or let me change the background. Background color, let me change to something so that the contrast is zero. No. Is there anybody who's a color professional? What color can I use as a background here that will make this really go well?
Probably something dark.
Dark. Okay. No, this is not too good. But basically, you get the drill. You can always, so let me change this color. Let me change this color to
I think an ash will do well. Try an ash.
like for the bars.
No, for the background.
Okay, for the background.
Let's try an ash.
Okay.
Even though this color goes well as well.
This is ash. It's too. Let's make it a little more choice.
A lighter ash maybe. But we'll get the point.
Yeah, you guys get the point. So basically,
Okay, now.
it's not.
No,
Let's
this
just leave it at it. But you guys get the idea. So you can always edit it and make it as appealing as you want it to be. Yeah, so that's that with bar chart. So now we're going to move to another type of bar chart that looks like bar charts. Not another type of bar chart. So another type of visualization. So that looks like bar charts and a lot of people confuse it with bar charts, but they are totally different from bar charts. And this visualization is called histograms. Don't worry, you will always get confused. What is the difference between an histogram and a bar chart? Because they basically look exactly the same. You always get confused, I can assure you that at first. But then with practice, with time, you get to understand what makes them different. Now, we have a data set here that has, this is a classroom. We have the name, height, weight, and age of students. So now we want to visualize. So let's say how many students are here? There are about 1,000 plus, right? How does this particular data set differ from ticket sales? What makes it different? How does it differ from this type of data sets? The difference is in the fact that or is in the what we are visualizing. So let me I would explain that now. So with something like price, right? Yeah, maybe that may not be a good explanation. But let me insert the chart first. So I'm going to first do insert charts. Let's recommend the charts. Now you can see, no, not a Pareto. So I'm going to go to all charts, and then I'll do what is known as an histogram. Histogram, right? So for this type of charts, for this type of visualization, histograms are the best fit. And what makes a histogram, you know, fit for purpose? For age, for something like age, right? It's called continuous. It's called a continuous. It's a variable. It's a continuous variable. So when you are thinking of things like height, things like weight, things like age, they are continuous in that there's no, let me see, it's not like an integer where you have 1, 2, 3, or like price where you have, the price of this thing is 1,000 naira, the price of this thing is sorry, is someone saying something? Okay, Akimbose, you have, is it Akimbose? No. Or say me, please.
All right. I just wanted to confirm, like, can you also, like, if you're talking about continuous data, can you also call them to be groups data, like say, like statistics, that you call them groups data and on groups data?
Yes. So continuous data generally are data set that you can group. So it's not like something like the price of mobile phones or the price of tickets. It's 5,000 naira is 5,000 naira. But when you talk about age is a distribution. So it's not something that is stagnant, if I can use that word. It's something that can span a different, like that can span a continuous set of values. You can take on continuous set of values, and that's why for those type of data sets, you use something like an histogram. Sorry, please ignore the background noise. Now, what is an histogram? An histogram is a way of grouping data to see trends, to see to highlight, what makes your data stand out. And if you can see, for this particular data set, I've visualized the height. Mouse. This is height. So I'm going to do the same thing for I'm going to select data. I'm going to add series name, series values. Second, let me duplicate it. Let me make it a different visualization. So I'm going to do Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and then visualize the age. Select data. And so here we currently have A to B. But now I'm going to select column A and column D. Oh, system going down. So you can see for age, you can see age distribution. Let me type it. Just a minute. Where is my mouse? Age distribution. And you can see this is it height? This is height. We will not be able to go into the nitty-gritties of what an histogram is and how do you determine this called. So each of these things you see here, they are also bars, but they are called bins, right? They call them bins, B-I-N-S. In statistics, it's a general way of classifying data. And what histograms reveal is the trend of your data. Now, for this type of data set now, you can say there's a skew, right? We are not in a statistics class, but basically the idea is once you see this visualization of age, you can tell that, okay, there's a skew. This type of data this is called a right skewed data set, because the bell, normally your data should have a bell shape, like a normal data should have bell shape, but then when it's moving away from that, you call it skewed. So for this now, you can say, age is tending towards, is skewing towards the right. This is not a statistics class, so I don't think I want to, there's no need to go into all that. So the same thing, I'm going to now visualize for weights. So I'm going to copy and paste again, and then I'll select data, and then go on and remove what we currently have here. Then click on this. Now, when I click on this, if you are trying to do this and you are not, if your data is not contiguous, that means, like now, I'm selecting column A and column C. Because column A and column C are not contiguous, or they are not together, you need to press your. So when you select column A, you press Control and then press column C. So that's the only way you'll be able to select both columns. If you are using a Mac, you select you use the command. So you can see our this is height, this is age, this is weight distribution. So from here, you can tell that the majority of people, their weight is around 180 pounds, I think. Sorry, let me move closer to my monitor. So their weight is around 180 on average. No. Their weight is between 193 and 201 for majority of the people. For age, majority of them, their age is between 25 and 26.9. For height, majority of them are between 73.4 and 74.2 inches tall. So you can tell this is basically how to visualize this type of data. Any questions? We need to run. We still have about 2 or so more. Still have about 2 more visualizations I want us to touch before we move on. Questions or comments? Are we following? Is there anything that's not clear? Okay, I want to assume we are all following. Now, this next data set is stock prices. And then you see that there are 3 columns. There's dates, there is Google, there's Amazon. So basically, you're looking at the dates for a particular stock price. And anytime you have dates, the best type of visualization for dates is line graphs. Line graphs are the best form of basically when you are visualizing anything that has to do with dates, because it's trends. Because with date thing, you are looking at trends. So take for instance, you are interested in knowing so how far has the Naira performed in 2023? You know, I recently had to do something like that. And then I put up a dashboard that basically shows, you know, how the Naira has fallen against the dollar between January and now. So that's a trend. So for that kind of visualization, you use line charts. So the same way, I'm going to click on Inserts. By recommendation, you'll see that it's likely going to, sorry, the mouse is a bit slow. It's going to, if I want it to just do recommended for me, to select, I already know it's line chart I want, but I'm going to allow it to recommend. And you can see the first thing here is line. It's a line chart. Line charts are very, very beautiful for viewing trends. And you can see chart title, stop price. For Amazon and Google. This is probably very old data. It's not even probably, this is very old data. So please. So now I want to show my, no, not data label. I want to show my, what's it called? Legend. The legend is already showing. Data labels. Nah, this will not make sense. Yeah, I think we are good. I think this is basically good. We can see how stock prices have gone from date. So the dates here is, let me see what year this is. This is 2015. So from 400 for Amazon, was around 500 for Google. Then you can see over the years, not necessarily over the years. Let me see where the data stops. So it's about 1 year data. Yeah, it's about a 1 year data. So over the course of 1 year, this is how Amazon and Google stocks, how they performed. If someone asks you now, where is the lowest point for Amazon's, what is it called? It's probably somewhere around here. Is it? 482, 482, 424. 482. So yeah, it's somewhere around here. 424. So this is the lowest stock price. So you can see how easy these things are. Then you can add what is known as, but that's even beyond this. You can add, what is it called? Like relationships. You can get to know, okay, so what's the relationship between this, or what is the relationship, what is called, so if you want to forecast, you can use the relationship between these trends to forecast, but yeah, we're not going into that. We have about 3 more minutes to go. And yeah, so there's one last type of charts, very common type of charts, pie charts and donut charts. When do we use them? We use them when you have categories that are not very much, right? So if, for instance, you can see here, you have only 4 categories. So for best practices, pie charts are most useful when you have 5 or less categories. When anytime you have more than 5 categories, you should go with something like a bar chart. But when you have what is it called? When you have 5 or less categories, pie charts are beautiful to behold. So you can see it's recommending that actual pie. So I want a donut chart because now I am visualizing 2 things. I can use bar charts, but as well I can I want to use bar chart. So let's make some edits here. Data labels. So I want this to go. But then I want to make some edits, more options. So for my labels, let me see. So no, I want it to show so I'm coming now. Number, I think it's number. I want it to show there's a way you can allow it to show outside. Just a second. Alignment. Formatting. Sorry, I'm not sure because I've not usually used Excel in a while. Most of these things I do them in Google Sheets now. So yeah, you get set label texts. Yeah, but basically you can play around. So there's a way, or maybe we should change this to pie charts. Maybe that might be easier. So let's do pie charts. We'll come back to this. Let's do pie charts. Insert pie charts. Yes. So a pie chart is always much easier to position of the label. So you can see, I usually prefer it to be outside. Yeah, so this is what I was looking for. I don't know why it's not here. Data labels. Okay, so maybe it doesn't show. You can't edit it for donut chart. So this is called a donut chart, right? This is called a pie chart. The difference between the two is that with a donut chart, you can have more than one visual. So you can see I'm visualizing cost and revenue. I'm visualizing cost and revenue. But with this, I'm only visualizing cost. And then I can also visualize my revenue separately. So I think I should remove this data label. It's really making my charts look somehow. Let's see how we can make our donuts look a little more. Yes, a little more. Yeah, I think I prefer this look. Something even better. No. Yeah, I think I prefer this. So you can see it's showing the percentage, showing for each. Of course, oh, I didn't include the, what is it called? The category labels. Series name. Sorry. Series 1, sorry. No. Series 1 is costs, I think. Column B, yeah. Then series 2 is revenue. Column C. Yeah. So you see costs and revenue. So the one inside is the costs, the one outside is the revenue. So you can use this to kind of compare cost and revenue. You can do the same thing with cost and revenue gap, cost and revenue targets, and the like. So yeah, so that's basically it for basic charts. There are a lot more advanced charts you can build with Excel. There's waterfall, there's funnel, so many. There is gauge that can help you, like when you have like maybe a KPI and then track progress. Yeah, so I think that's basically it from my end today. I don't know if you have any questions about something that's not clear to you. Questions, sorry again, but we always seem to use beyond our time. Questions?
Yeah, I don't have a question, but like they say, practice makes perfect. So I don't know, maybe if you can give us something like an assignment or something like an
An
exercise so we
assignment.
can.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that. I'll create
All right.
another document,
Yeah, data
and then
sets for
I'll
us to
share
visualize.
on the group for you guys to visualize.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that will
I'll
be
try
all
and
from
do
my
that
end. Yeah.
and share, if not tonight, tomorrow. All right, now, if we don't have any questions, I think this is a good point to stop. Thank you very much for everyone who has, been a part of this. It's been such a pleasure. Like I